Hello lovelies, who's up for a read? Now I've dealt the cards already. As usual, I stuffed up my recording, so I'm just going to keep the cards as is. Okay, so I've got these cards here. I'll just show you because that was upside down. So we've got the Emperor, got the Wheel of Fortune, got Two of Pentacles. Let's see why I didn't want to do a redeal. This always happens when I stuff up my recording. Anywho, let's begin with our message tonight. Now, before I start, I suspect that many of you have got Christmas parties and whatnot on tonight. It's the second to last Friday before Christmas. I myself have a Christmas party to go to tonight, so I'm a little bit excited about that. Heading over to Parramatta, yay. Right, let's go with this message. So, Emperor, that's always a good start. A lot of you are sitting in this Emperor energy. How good is that? And what does that mean exactly? Here's what it means. You're sitting in this role of leadership and authority. It's because you've ascended and really elevated to being at the top of your game, okay? So we're not talking about someone sort of like in their early 20s. Could be, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it. We're talking about someone who's kind of mature. And I say that because for you to ascend and elevate to a position, the position that you're in, and be at the top of your game at this time of your life, like you've collected a lot of fucking life lessons, experiences, wisdom, and knowledge to get you to this point, okay? I see you guys as being, so not just a leader, but also someone who is highly influential, okay, in what you do and in the power and the impact that you push out onto the world. You're really accomplished in what you're doing and almost seen as a protector / fatherly figure. Now, you aren't afraid to sort of seek out the advice and opinions of others and what they think in terms of their feedback, but you're also not afraid to call the shots and make a decision on it, because that is how evolved and experienced you are, where you're not afraid to just make a fucking decision and go with it, because you have that confidence, and rightfully so, because of where you're at this time in your life. Okay, the other thing that I want to say here is that status and recognition are really important to you, and it's not just for external validation. It's more so that when you feel and see and experience by having these conversations, or by seeing that what you're saying to people and what you're doing to push your message out into the world, and the feedback that you're getting from people is giving you that validation, and therefore just further confirmation for yourself that you're on the right path and you're on the right track with what you're trying to achieve. So it's not even, it's about, oh, do they like me, and external validation. It just, that whole seeking out and getting recognized publicly, or getting that sort of status recognition, is more confirmation for you that you're on the right track. And also acknowledgement of how hard you fucking worked, because I feel like for a lot of you out there, you've been through some stuff, and it started at a very young age. It started in childhood, where you witnessed things, you were a part of things, where you could have been the victim in situations, and you've had you're a true survivor, and you've really been through a lot in your life. So again, it's confirmation that you've arrived, you're finally here, you're through the other side now, and it's just a matter of watching everything play out now, because of all your hard work, your rigor, and your effort that you've put into this. Cool, eh? Next, we've got the Wheel of Fortune card. So this is about there's no such thing as randomness. There's no such thing as by chance, or it just, it was just sort of something that happened out of the blue. It was by, It was by divine planning, divine timing. It was always meant to play out in this way. So what has happened here, and where you're at in this Empress energy and this leadership role and this position that you've ascended to, was always by plan and by design, and it was always meant to happen. It is your destiny. It is where you are meant to be at this time in your life. And I see true happiness for you, right? So I see true happiness. I see good fortune coming your way. I see the end of difficult times and things that you might have questioned. And check out yesterday's reading as well, where you may have questioned and thought, when is it coming? Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Because I don't know how much more I've got to give on this. And yeah, so it's like it's all coming in now, and you're starting to see, almost like on a day-by-day basis, little snippets or signs from the universe that it's coming off, it's paying off. Yes, it's starting to stick, it's starting to hit your market, it's starting to hit people. You're starting to see and feel and experience how your messaging is now going down and hitting with people. And it's hitting really well. But you know that. What else have I got to say on that? Yeah, and abundance is coming your way, okay? It's not a matter if, it's just a matter of when. And when it does come in, you're going to be sitting there in your feminine energy just waiting to receive, okay? The Two of Pentacles, so this is the last one that's come up. So this is around balance. Now, what happens is that when we succeed and when we start elevating and really taking off in our life, and then there's others that are around us, so they could be family members, they could be friends, it could be a significant other, a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a husband, a partner, a significant other, okay? And so what you will notice is that although this here is amazing, and this here is amazing because it was always meant to happen, it was always meant to be, and you know, you're sitting pretty over here, also what happens in this process is it's kind of like a shedding layers, okay? Not everyone is meant to be with you on this journey. Not everyone is meant to come along with you, and people drop off along the way. Now, whether that's by it just naturally happens and there's been a divine intervention that steps in, whether that's because you're really self-aware, spiritually aware, you've got your spiritual armor on now, and you realize that you can't take certain people along for this journey with you. So that's where this comes in. There's some juggling, there's some balancing, and some decisions that need to be made, okay? This is where he's actually doing that in this picture, where you're kind of in this mode. Do I, don't I? I'm not sure. Maybe, yes, no, yes, no. So for a lot of you, there is a few decisions that need to be made around people and situations that you find yourself in, because you're elevating and ascending to this Emperor energy. Okay, it's a really tough gig, this piece here, but it's meant to happen, because if it doesn't happen, you're going to find that people will drain your energy and siphon your energy off. Your light will become dimmer. Okay, they'll be trying to pull you back on the shadows. It'll feel like there's a weight around your neck if something doesn't happen with certain things that need to be removed from your life or shed away. And you know, it'll just happen. It has to happen. If you want to keep ascending and moving up and up and up and up, things are going to fall away. The other thing that I'll add to this is it can be, and I'm speaking from my heart and from experience, sometimes as a business owner and sometimes as someone who is very successful. I have a business, I've got two actually, and so sometimes it can be a really lonely journey. It can be very lonely because, you know, it's lonely at the top. And I don't mean that in a really arrogant way at all. I absolutely do not. But when you're on this path and when you're on this mission, and if you don't have like-minded individuals around you that understand what it is that you're trying to achieve, that understand the rigor or the hard work, and what I mean by rigor and hard work is the hours, that you're not going to bed when your partner's going to bed, or you're not going to bed, or you're not being home to help out with family duties around the house or with the housework because you're deep in the work at an office or out somewhere in your business. So there might be others that feel like they will suffer as a result of this. But what I'll also add here is it's all about context, okay? You won't be in this position or leave others' minds open to misinterpretation if you give them context and explain to them what the long game and the end game is. So that's tonight's message. Have a lovely